The system is so well integrated that even the Rajasthan High Court has mentioned the usage of our platform for its mediation purposes. So that is another feather in our cap. So ODR can prove to be the UPI moment of the legal system.
Welcome back to the second episode of the ProdCast by Jupitice. And joining with us today is Paritosh, the lead counsel at Jupitice. He is someone who isn't just practicing law, but architecting its future.
So I sincerely believe that ODR is not a disruption. It is actually a homecoming of this Panchayati Raj system that we have. We come across the Justice Gap report where it is very evident that 90% of the people don't even file cases. You do not have any need to go out of the platform. You generate your documents here, you attend your hearings here, you file your submissions here, you opt or choose for your neutrals here, and you can seek legal expertise, you can do anything on the platform. There is no leakage, no data loss, nothing of that sort. We know there is no digital divide. We know that Indians are very accustomed to technology now. So this is the moment for ODR.
Welcome back to the second episode of the ProdCast by Jupitice. This is where we bring you real conversations by people who are building systems that power justice, legal, and governance at scale. I am Stuti, and joining with us today is Paritosh, the lead counsel at Jupitice. He is someone who isn't just practicing law, but architecting its future. Paritosh sits at the intersection of law and technology, handling complex arbitrations and online dispute resolutions for banks, NBFCs, and large institutions. Welcome to the show.
Hi Stuti, happy to be here with a fellow advocate and your lovely team. I've been following up on the content that you have been making for Jupitice. Awesome. So yeah, very glad.
Thank you so much. Before we dive into what seems like a very interesting line of work, I would like to talk about your journey, which isn't exactly a linear law school to courtroom story. It goes from real estate to high court. So I would like for you to share with us that journey that has led you to Jupitice.
So, Stuti, looking back at my journey, I have never considered myself to be a lawyer. It has always been a problem solver for me. And whichever field I chose, may it be consulting, may it be real estate, may it be academics, I've always been facing people and trying to know the human behind that issue. So that experience has given me the confidence to know about problems and what solutions we can find. So as I said, as a problem solver, you're bound to end up at Jupitice because that is what we do. We solve problems. And it was great confidence and vision of Mr. Raman Agarwal that he gave me the chance to scale up in this business. So we started from a very small team, and now I'm leading the ODR operations. And here in our line of work, we are making various different kind of tools that help justice scale. So as I like to say, which is that we are building the rails which helps justice expand. And also at the same time, we are bridging the 19th century archives to this 21st century speed cable fiber. That is how we are moving ahead.
You mentioned building rails. So for someone who has never even stepped into a courtroom, what does an online dispute resolution actually look like?
Start with ODR. We have to know that, as Roscoe Pound said, that law is a living organism.
Okay.
And any problem that comes up to in that domain has to be dealt with a straight line. It cannot be a labyrinth. So ODR, online dispute resolution, is that straight line.
Okay.
It's that GPS which guides us in amid all this legislative problems, all this ruckus that has been in the court. And it has a very, very simple architecture to it. It has an intake where you file a case. There are no stamps involved, so you don't have to get into that zone where you're purchasing stamps. And then it has a second step where you choose a neutral or you choose a resolution method. Now again, it's a choice.
Okay.
It's not something that has been imposed on you. So with your own will, you choose a neutral. And then the third path is the hearing part, where you see that different kind of hearings are happening, different kind of meetings are happening. And it leads to a very simple conclusion in the fourth part, which is the outcome of that. So depending upon the method that you have chosen, it could be an award, it could be a settlement. So it has very basic, simple 4 steps. That is what ODR is all about. Alternative dispute resolution, when we talk about ADR, it has been imposed or it has been given that juice of digital infrastructure and it becomes ODR. To me, ODR is also something which is bringing justice to your doorstep. It's not something that you have to seek law or you have to seek justice in your destination. It has to be brought to your own home. So that is what ODR is to me.
Well, that sounds very Silicon Valley, but does it really hold up in the Indian context?
Well, that's the irony. We Indians think that ODR is a very foreign concept, which is not related to us.
Right.
But if I pick up any Indian jurisprudence or if I pick up any Western jurisprudence, there would be always a dedicated section to solving the matter in a very cost efficient way at your own doorsteps. The first instance would be to solve it in your own way by talking to the other person or reaching out to the other person.
Right.
It's always later on when you have exhausted all the options that you come up to litigation or you file a case. So for India, I have seen that we have the Panchayati Raj system. Panchayats were an essential part of our society. We had shrenis where commercial disputes were solved between a consumer or a trader very easily. We had community elders. And we also see this emphasized by the government in the Mediation Act of 2023, where a specific section for community mediation is dedicated. So I find that this Americanization or Westernization of settlement via the ODR is not the right way to go. It's something very much ingrained in our system. I'll like to quote Jeremy Bentham here because he talks about utilitarianism. So what happens here is he talks about the greatest justice for the greatest number of people at the smallest of cost, which is the litigation cost. So we Indians understand that very well. हमें जितना अच्छा, जितना जल्दी, जितने कम पैसे मिल जाए, that is what we want. And also, when we talk about the Indian mindset, Justice P.N. Bhagwati summarizes it very well that when it is for us to bring justice by the tool of law to our doorsteps. So I find that ODR is the right tool which can help us bring justice to every home. And I would like to summarize it also because when I see a grandparent calling up their grandkid overseas, talking to them about their day, I sincerely believe that the same grandparent can join a hearing to discuss any dispute that they have with their tenant. So that is something I would say very much Indianized.
Now that you've actually mentioned it, the Shrenis and Panchayats, it actually feels like this is an Indian system and not really a westernized one that we have the perception that we had earlier.
It is for sure because the adversarial system of having an appeal, then again getting to the hierarchy of courts. That is something given to us by the British colonialism.
Exactly.
So breaking out of those shackles is also decolonizing ourselves by the usage of ODR. True. So I sincerely believe that ODR is not a disruption. It is actually a homecoming of this Panchayati Raj system that we have.
That's very, very well put. Well, I really like that. Restorative versus adversarial, which means you're changing the core concept of dispute resolution, the ideology behind it. Because today the adversarial system is, well, it's actually breaking, isn't it?
Yeah. So the adversarial system is under immense pressure. And I like the way you put it, that yes, India has now started to ask that galti kiski hai ki jagah, how we can do it better, how we can make it better. So we do understand that the judiciary is under immense burden. There is a huge backlog of cases. And it's, if I put it in a very simpler word, let's just take an example of a businessman, a small shop owner. He has a case where he has to claim 2 lakh rupees of money. If he's paying 20,000-30,000 to the advocate, court fees, and he has to wait 5-6 years to get that money back, he has already lost. Justice to mila hi nahi.
Right.
That is why I resonated with the very recent fact that Honorable Chief Justice Surya Kant said that justice delayed is not justice denied, but it's justice destroyed. I did ponder upon that fact for a very long time because it takes you back to the Niti Aayog report where they have a 3-4 problem. Now that problem is that considering the current backlog that we have in cases and the kind of process we have for now, it would take 324 years to clear that log jam. And it's just not acceptable.
Right.
At the same time, we understand that increasing the number of judges, increasing the digital or maybe infrastructure of any kind would be very helpful. But I am very sure that we do not need faster horses. We need a new vehicle in itself. Also, talking about even if we go outside of Niti Aayog, outside of our country, we come across reports like Ease of Business doing report where, again, contract enforcement is a major issue.
Sure.
We come across the Justice Gap report where it is very evident that 90% of the people don't even file cases. They have such social stigma against the court kacheri behavior that they would not want to go and actually get justice. They would want to stay at their home. They would not want to take part, which is again not something envisioned in our constitution.
Right.
So it is a burden, of course, but yes. So I believe that ODR would be the biggest solution to this problem.
And I think the judiciary knows this because, which is why we're seeing a lot of e-courts, digital lok adalats, and also mediation centers.
Correct, right. So the judiciary, the government is all working on ADR and mediation. So it is for sure something that we have to look upon. It is also a signal to us that we, or I consider the ODR institutions to be a partner of the court to declog all this system, to make sure that the burden of judiciary is lessened. And how that could happen would be maybe judiciary or the courts taking up very constitutional framework matters of very serious concerns, maybe criminal matters too. But any matter that relates to a commercial dispute, very small collection dispute, that should not clog a judge's desk. It should be moved towards ODR, having the same nature. It can be easily resolved there within a stipulated time. That's why we see that courts are themselves pushing for mediation in commercial matters. The courts want mediation in family matters. The court want arbitration in various kind of different cross-boundary matters, cross-territory matters. So I do believe that yes, the judiciary and the government is on our side, and they have become the wind at our back, so that we can progress more and more into the ODR domain. Also, to add to this, government is also introducing the arbitration amendment bill. And in the bill itself, you can clearly see their vision that they want more and more ODR players in the market.
So Jupitice, as a justice technology company, has its own ODR platform. Can you please shed some light on what it is and how exactly it's going to resolve the pain points of the Indian dispute resolution system?
Sure, Stuti. So we do pride ourselves in building this ODR platform, which is very much of the approach of dispute lifecycle management. The word we always like to use is dispute lifecycle management. Why I emphasize on the same is because whenever anyone comes up with a dispute, may it be a small shopkeeper, may it be a big bank, may it be an NBFC, it is not easily discernible that the dispute can be fit into which kind of resolution method. So Jupitice platform has all of them, all the modules integrated in it. May it be negotiation, may it be conciliation, may it be mediation, may it be arbitration. Everything from A to Z, from the starting point to the end point, has all the modules covered. So any person who wants to come on the platform, they can start their dispute with the negotiation. It can take some time to get the negotiation done. Even if it's not done, they can step up to mediation. They can step up further to arbitration. So they have all the methods available to them. And when I talk about the platform, see, the first thing anyone would want to come or join the platform would be to avoid any delayed litigation. That is the most essential part. I consider delayed litigation to be a virus, and the ODR system, the Jupitice ODR platform, is the antivirus to that. So when the delayed litigation is gone, your cost and your time is already saved. A lot of cost is saved because you are not physically going to any court, you are not physically moving, you are in the comfort of your own home, maybe your office, and you can file a case, you can join a hearing, you can look into evidences or submissions that have been given by the other party or any other stakeholder. And the cost also goes down because you do not have to engage with advocates in small disputes, or maybe there are so many minuscule costs that you have to bear. It's not just economical cost, it's your mental cost also. So everything is sorted when a very time bound process is given to you. Then we also do like to showcase about our procedural fairness. When you opt for Jupitice platform, Jupitice ODR platform, it has its own set of rules based on unicitral model, based on the Arbitration Act, and various different kind of arbitration centers throughout, and the best practices have been derived from them. So anything that has to be done in the arbitration domain, in the mediation domain, or in the negotiation domain has proper standard procedure, which is same for everyone. So anyone who has to join the platform has to go through those same set of rules, which are based on the Section 18 of the Arbitration Act. Equality is of utmost importance. May it be the claimant, respondent, may it be the mediator, may it be the arbitrator, anyone. And moving towards various different parts of the platform, I would also like to add that we have a certain set of case managers. We have managerial services where we provide various different kind of services to anyone who joins. So a case manager is one who guides you through your case. And we have AI also integrated on our platform that also guides you through our case. Then we also have a judicial oversight body. We have retired honorable justices. We have from the Supreme Court, from the High Court. We have various jurists from different parts of the country who have this oversight of our processes, who know what we are doing, how we are doing, what could be in the compliance of the Supreme Court, and if we are following transnational arbitration, what would be the best practices. So all this combines up to a very comprehensive platform where you do not have any need to go out of the platform. You generate your documents here, you attend your hearings here, you file your submissions here, you opt or choose for your neutrals here, and you can seek legal expertise. You can do anything on the platform. There is no leakage, no data loss, nothing of that sort. And it's so easy to deal with that you can easily have all this wonderful things that I've told you about in your smartphone. So that to me is something of a revolution in itself.
So just to add, you mentioned people can attend their hearings from the comfort of their home. I think it can also be possible when they are in the most uncomfortable places, as in being stuck in a traffic jam or being in places where they probably don't want to be, and they miss their hearings just because they couldn't reach places at time.
You're very right. You're very right. That is one thing when I talked about cost and access. So ease of access. And again, talking about the Indian mindset and also the global mindset, when you pay for something, you want to extract every penny out of it.
Right.
So Indians know how to do that. And when they know that they have this thing, they have this tool, and they have paid for it, they would want to explore every option of it.
True.
And we do provide them all the things that we can muster in that platform. And as I earlier also said in the segment, that we are ready with all the amendments, we are ready with all the procedures, we are ready in every domain. We have AI, we have blockchain. So we are also moving towards where we can see that technology has to be integrated for your own good. We cannot be stagnant. We have to make sure that anything that has to be integrated into the platform has to be done very quickly. So to add to this, I would like to bring to your notice that we are a better product company. We have built up product. We have built this platform on a Lego-like building chain where you put Lego blocks together and you get a product. Same as for us. We have a customizable, completely depending upon your need, any dashboard that you need, any surveillance, any supervision that you need, you can easily handle that. So any block that you pick up, any block that you need can be easily customized in the platform. So that is also one USP of ours that I would wanted to talk about.
So for a user who has come on the Jupitice platform for the resolution of their matter, what does the entire journey looks like?
Okay. The journey is quite simple. I would like to go through it with all the kind of multifaceted features that we have. So anyone who comes to the platform, any individual, any NBFC, any bank, any big conglomerate, they can just sign up, they can log in, and either they can file a case on their own, or they can bulk import all the cases. We have all the features embedded in our system. You can also have the services of a case manager. The case manager is someone who will be guiding you throughout the case journey, helping you out for any kind of self-representation that you have to do, any kind of coordination that you want to have with the neutrals. So the first step would be logging in and having a case manager by your side. The platform is very simple enough. You can import your bulk cases, you can move your files on the platform, and then the next step would be to choose the method of resolution. Now, the case manager can also assist you in that. You yourselves can be assisted. We have AI integration, we have Saya chatbot that can help you choose what kind of, depending on segregating the kind of disputes you have, the kind of cases that you have imported, that can also suggest you that if you want to go for mediation, you want to go for arbitration, or you want to have negotiation. Once the resolution method is chosen, the next step would be to pick an arbitrator or a neutral mediator, anyone, and that is something which is easily available on our ODR marketplace. The marketplace has more than 5,000 neutrals, has legal professionals, has case managers, which any person who logs in can opt for. You can see their expertise. You can choose what language arbitrator, case manager, mediator you want. You can also pick the fee structure, anything that you want. So you can hire, you can appoint, that is completely your choice. Once the same has been done, you have various different features to onboard the other party on the platform, or depending on the kind of situation you are in, the kind of legal clauses that you have. It could be that you would be wanting to send a legal notice, or you would be wanting to send an invitation. So that completely depends on the criteria that you have, and that can be also done on the platform. There is no usage of any external tool. You do not use Word document. You do not use Google Meets. You do not use any other external software. Everything is embedded in our platform, on homegrown, and it also helps you to be DPDP compliant, to be GDPR compliant. Any law of any country, any data law, we are compliant with that. So once you have done the case import, once you have filed the case, you have chosen the neutral, you have gone towards onboarding the other party, the next step would be hearings. So we have a virtual hearing room, our own homegrown, and it has multiple features like recording of proceedings, submissions during the proceedings, notes, pagination, and it's very easy to join. At the same time, you do not need multiple accounts for any. I'm talking about a very big company. You do not need multiple accounts, and even if you want multiple accounts, you can have them easily throughout the jurisdiction. You can manage your teams, you can manage your own case, you can manage the hierarchy of a case throughout that. You can customize a flow depending upon the procedural fairness. So all that is available on the platform. Once you are done with the hearings, there could be multiple hearings, there could be one hearing, there could be a hearing only with one party involved. That is completely your choice. You can move towards various different kinds of features, like you can draft your own settlement agreement. You can draft your own order of, if an arbitrator is present on the platform, they can, with the help of the AI chatbot, with so many features that we have, they can draft awards on the platform. And at the same time, if a person is filing 50 cases, maybe 100, maybe 1,000, they can with one click download all the case record in their system, or they can export the files to wherever they want. So the platform has complete audit trail. The platform has various case logs. So anything that is done on the platform is documented. So the audit trail is maintained, and anytime that record is called in or maybe wanted, that can be produced. At the same time, we have features like case summarization. We have transcription, where I can just speak and the same can be typed in. I have a usage of a wonderful feature where we have AI and tech We can talk about that later in detail, where I can draft replies to any kind of notices or summons that I've received. So in all, the ODR platform has various different features completely together, not divided in silos. So as I said earlier, no data leakage, no loss of communication. And that gives it an extra edge than any other ODR platform, or even I would say that is something which is very much necessary in its process.
So like you mentioned, taking notes during hearings. So are the notes also taken on the platform while the hearings are going on?
Yes, you can take notes on the platform at the same time. You can speak and the notes can be submitted at the same time. You can present your files also to any of the neutral if you want to do during the hearing. So it's completely flexible. You're not bound by very strict court procedures. So that is something which makes it very, very interesting to use.
You also mentioned transcriptions. Could you elaborate just a little bit about that?
Right. So we have various different languages on our platform.
Okay.
So if I want to write something or in Hindi or maybe Marathi, I can just click on the feature and whatever I speak will be written down in Marathi.
Okay.
Whatever I speak will be written down in Punjabi. At the same time, if I have any video that I have to submit to the neutral, I can upload the same video, and anything in that video can be transcribed and presented as a written format. Okay. So that is also one feature that we have.
That's great. That sounds very intriguing and client-friendly.
It is very user-centric indeed. And any kind of compliances, any kind of due diligence that has to be done is completed from our end. We are onboarding banks and NBFCs, big banks, major NBFCs. They all want that any kind of due diligence on our part has to be completed. So all the audit certificates, all ISO certification is present with us. I would also like to add that the system is so well integrated that even the Rajasthan High Court has mentioned the usage of our platform for its mediation purposes. So that is another feather in our cap.
Let's talk about the tech in legal tech. So I keep hearing about AI and blockchains and chatbots answering the legal questions. So where is this going? Will AI actually replace human judgment, or how is it going to be?
Well, that is not going to happen. AI will never replace humans, specifically in the legal domain. But yes, it is there to replace the chaos.
Okay.
It is there to remove the clutter on the desk. So it's well seen that AI boom is currently around us. Everything from your refrigerator to your watch has AI.
Right.
But the usage of that AI is what is necessary, and how to use it in the right direction is necessary.
Absolutely.
In our platform, we have this approach of using AI in various different kind of formats and in features. I would like to elaborate on that. The first one being we have very high success rate in the case summarization, which is around 99.9%. So if a plaintiff or if any claimant is filing a 100-pager or a 500-pager SOC, it's very easy for any other stakeholder to just ask the chatbot that we have, the AI chatbot, to summarize the same, or even find any specific date in it, or find the LRN mention, any specific document mention, annexure mention, and the AI can do it in just few seconds. So going through all the pages is not necessary, but as I said, humans cannot be replaced. Your judgment cannot be replaced by AI. So even if I asked as a feature on the platform, even if I ask the AI that yes, please draft this reply on this notice that I've received, I will be giving it a prompt. The prompt can be given orally also. Okay. And once that document is generated, it would be done within seconds. But yes, I have to give it a go through, because that kind of clarity and the kind of nuances that a case requires, it's just an addition. So the AI is just helping you do whatever process you're already doing very quickly.
Okay.
So this fear is very much relatable to what fear was there when computers were introduced.
Right.
So humans had this thought that we will be replaced or our work would be replaced. But on the contrary, it led to an economic boom. Same as going with the AI. That's why we have inculcated all its features in our platform. And from summarization to speech, to transcription, to even finding case laws for you, doing legal research. You can sit on the platform. It can help the judge determine what kind of dispute has been filed and what kind of category it belongs to. So that kind of segregation can be possible by AI. I can ask the AI, please find relevant judgments, or please find various different kind of modes for us to process this award. The AI can do the same. So it has been a great experience in using the AI, because when I moved out of court, I was very reluctant to any kind of technology. But the moment I started using it, I have found that it has decreased my workload by a very, very great margin. Coming to the second point, we also talk about blockchain. So blockchain is something which is not, I would say, not explored by people a lot. I can bring a small example where you can see that you can easily see in today's time that there is a lot of deep fakes going around. May it be your Instagram, may it be your Facebook, and I would take an example, any food delivery app. If you order a food item, and I can just click a picture and ask AI to put a fly in it, and I can raise an objection on the same, and it could lead to getting a refund back. But blockchain here acts as a deterrent. When you have blockchain on your platform, anything that you upload, anything that you generate is tamper-proof. You cannot touch it. You cannot move it in any way. Any document that is digitally signed is now stored in that ledger. So it will help you in that domain too. I certainly believe that when we talk about tech, AI, or when we talk about blockchain, we always think that there is a great digital divide between the country, and would it be easily accepted? To this, the only answer I have is, we have seen the success of JAM, Jan Dhan Yojana. We have seen the success of UPI. We have seen how people would question that any street hawker would accept 10 rupees or not via UPI. So we have easily scaled that. We know there is no digital divide. Right. We know that Indians are very accustomed to technology now. So this is the moment for ODR. So ODR can prove to be the UPI moment of the legal system. That is what I believe in.
Looking forward in 2026, which industries and sectors do you think will benefit the most from ODR?
Well, Stuti, I have always believed that any organization or any body, any individual who has an agreement with someone, because an agreement or an arbitration clause leads to any kind of arbitration or maybe a mediation clause, they are the potential users of our platform. So there is no such thing as only one industry or a few industries would benefit. It is covering mostly all of the private sector, all of the government sector, because any transaction that goes on has to have a contract, and there can be addition of arbitration clause, there can be addition of mediation clause. So that is one thing which happens. But at the same time, to answer your questions, I've seen that the banking industry, the kind of boom it's having, and also the NBFCs, also the security markets, they are the main benefactors of ODR for now. Also, I would say family courts, and when you talk about civil law, there also you see a lot of usage of ODR. So I would say that when all of this ODR is breaking through, it's revolutionizing the way we deal with disputes. The major benefactor would be the one who adopts the technology as soon as possible. Because when you talk about adoption of ODR, as I have earlier discussed, it directly leads to your reduced cost, your reduced burden, time wastage is reduced. So you gain in all of your other domains. You have more and more disposable income to have other expansion-ready projects that you can plan. I would bring to your notice some case studies that I've seen in my working experience. So if I take a small segment or maybe an individual, we understand that if someone receives a legal notice, the kind of mental pressure or the kind of anxiousness they go through, the moment you see your matter settled within 15 days or within 45 days with a settlement agreement in your hand, which is something that you can take to the court also later on. There is a lot of relaxation that we see in that person. And on the other side, when you see a very big bank who is a multinational bank working in the domain of finance and lending money, the moment they engage us and they see a very high jump in their recollection of money, in their recovery, and even during the process of ODR, they see a lot of people calling them to settle their dues. We do realize that, yes, the power of any of those methods that they have chosen is at a very great scale. So it's the messages, the process is not only sent via the platform, on the platform, but it is sent throughout different modes also. It could be an SMS, it could be an email, it could be a WhatsApp message. It is also including physical delivery where it is mandated by court or is required. So all those, when those features are covered, all those segments are covered, we do see that there is a greater success rate in, as I said, even a smaller segment and also a bigger segment.
Considering that the notices and all of those are sent on emails and SMS also, which means that you were assured of the delivery of those notices to the person. A lot of times in real-time scenarios, what people do is they don't accept the physical dispatches that they get, or their addresses have been changed or something like that.
Correct. Very, very well said. So this has been a very major problem for many of our clients. The moment they engage with us, they get to know that, yes, the actual delivery of the notice, of the document, or any invitation is actually happening. They can track it live. They can see its physical movement also. So that is something that, as you said, it makes sure that, yes, the delivery of notice has been done, the document has been done, and can ensure further progress. So yeah, that's very, very nice feature of the ODR platform.
Absolutely. So everything that we just talked about, everything that we just covered, looking ahead, what's the dream? Like in India, can legal not mean stress?
Well, Stuti, I am very positive for the same. I certainly would want to believe that, and would like to see that ODR becomes the invisible infrastructure for our country, where it takes up all the resolutions, where easy mediations or easy arbitrations or easy negotiations can happen. I would want that ODR grows into that space where it's not called alternative dispute resolution method. It's called the way. It becomes so mainstream that everyone thinks that this is what actually justice is, and going to the court, taking the longer route, should be only as the last measure. So that is what we believe in. That is what our vision is. So we are trying to grow in that domain, and we are very, very positive for the same. And we can see the signs too. We have seen the judiciary adopting the e-courts program, phase 3, where they have made ODR as a very integral part. And we also see massive adoption of this technology, as I said, in the BFSI sector, in the NBFC sectors, in the fintech sectors. Also, we see that there are amendments and acts coming up in the arbitration domain, in the mediation domain. So the government is also on our side. Government also wants that this clogging of the judiciary should be taken up very quickly, and it should run very smoothly. So that is what the dream is. That is what the vision is. And we are continuously working for the same. And to conclude the same, I've always believed, and we at Jupitice also believe, that India has been the leader in the digital space. We want to be a digital economy. We want to be a 4 trillion, 5 trillion, 6 trillion economy. But we should also think that we should be a justice-based economy. So my conclusion to all of this would be that the dream is to have a just economy where everyone gets their rights and at the same time is growing to their maximum potential.
Now, before we wrap up, let's just lighten the mood with 2 quick games. First one would be the rapid fire, wherein you will answer whatever comes to your mind the first thing.
Okay.
So no overthinking.
Okay.
Are we ready to go?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the first question is, one thing people think is a small dispute, but it never is.
Well, that would be not paying your credit card dues.
Okay. Okay, so mediation or arbitration?
Mediation.
Any reasons?
Well, it's way quicker.
Okay.
And it solves your problems at a very initial level.
That makes sense. Which team keeps you on your toes the most? Legal, tech, marketing, or HR, or sales?
Well, that would be sales. At the moment, we are expanding at a very large rate. So yeah, sales it is.
Okay. One ODR myth you wish people would stop believing.
That it's very costly.
Is that a myth?
Myth that people should stop believing. Obviously, it's very, very cheap.
Okay. If you could change one law tomorrow to boost ODR adoption in India, what would it be?
Well, that would not be changing a law, but I would want the adoption of the Arbitration Amendment Act.
Okay.
That would be very helpful for the ODR domain.
Very smartly put. Okay, one common doubt your clients have about ODR.
Well, they are not very specific about which resolution method to choose.
Okay.
So we always guide them on the same. And I have seen that the ODR client is very smart usually. So the moment they choose a method, they are very much present.
One change that would instantly improve trust in the legal system.
Well, that would be very much related to our profession, advocates, the kind of trust that we need to instill in our clients.
Right.
Because we need more and more transparency with our clients and not hassle them with more dates and all. So that would be
Okay. Great answers. So now on to the next round. Never have I ever. Just tell me whether you have or you've not.
Okay.
So the first question is, never have I ever silently judged a poorly drafted agreement.
I have very often.
Never have I ever had to call the dev team at midnight to fix a glitch on the ODR platform.
I have many times.
Never have I ever told a client that a thumbs up emoji in chat doesn't actually seal the deal.
Should I say? Well, no, I haven't.
Okay. Never have I ever thought a dispute could have been avoided with one better clause.
Yes, that has, for sure.
Okay. Never have I ever used technology to save time and then watched people complicate it anyway.
I have many a times. My fellow colleague knows.
Indeed, we do. Never have I ever had to ask the client to resend a contract because their PDF was logged or unreadable.
No such kind of unprofessionalism.
Never have I ever had a cat or a child make a surprise cameo during a online mediation or anything in general.
Well, I've seen that happening, but not from my side. So, yes, in certain way.
Okay. So the takeaway from our entire conversation right now is it's very simple that resolving conflicts, it's not just a legal red tape, but it's the backbone of any economy or any organization. So when disputes are stuck, things slow down, the resources are drained, and eventually the trust is eroded. By modernizing the system through ODR, we're not just taking the paperwork online, we're making the entire system more faster, stronger, and resilient. So thank you so much, Paritosh, for sharing your journey and your insights about the ODR with us today.
Thank you so much, Stuti. It's my pleasure.
This was the ProdCast by Jupitice. I'm Stuti. If you like this episode, please like, share, and comment.